Illustrator tutorial number 5. Under Help, choose Illustrator Help, choose Hands-on Tutorials, Orientation, and then number 5 is Get Started with Text. Start tutorial. Page 1 of 7, Adding a Heading. Let's start by adding an event heading to this poster. Number 1, select the Type tool in the toolbar. That's the letter T here. Number 2, click in the empty area towards the top of the poster to add a little placeholder text. The placeholder text starts with lorem ipsum and is already selected. Type Jazz Festival to replace the text. When you add text by clicking, you create point type. It's perfect creating a small amount of text like a heading. Page 2 of 7, resizing the heading. Now you'll resize the heading so it stands out. Select the selection tool. The selection text is now surrounded by a box called a bounding box. Select the Shift key, press the Shift key and drag a corner of the box to make the text bigger as shown. When it's the right size, release the mouse button and then the Shift key. Pressing Shift while dragging maintains the proportions while resizing. Page 3 of 7, adding a paragraph of text. You can also create multiple lines of text, like a paragraph, without pressing the return key. Now you'll add some event details. Number 1, select the text, the Type tool. Number 2, drag to create a rectangle in the dashed line box in the middle of the document. You should see selected placeholder text in the box. You'll replace it with some details about that event next. This type of text is called area text because it flows within a box. If you resize the box, the text reflows automatically. Page 4 of 7, adding your own text. Next, you'll replace the paragraph of placeholder text with your own text. Number 1, with the placeholder text still selected, type June 28 through July 13. Press Return or Enter to make a new paragraph and type Shoreline Park Ocean View. Be sure to register on our website. Notice that the second line of text is longer than the width of the box and wraps automatically. Formatting your text, page 5 of 7. Use the many text formatting options to make your text look just the way you want. Number 1, triple click on the text June 28 through July 13. In the character section of the Properties panel, choose 24 point from the font size menu to increase the text size. Select the remaining text and practice changing the font size in the Properties panel. Page 6 of 7, getting creative with fonts. Now you'll change the heading font to make it more expressive. Select the selection tool, number 1. Number 2, click the Jazz Festival heading text. In the Character section of the Properties panel, click the Font Family drop-down menu. Move the cursor over the fonts in the list to preview the change in the document. Click a font to apply it. We chose Hermit Display Semi-Bold. In later tutorials, you'll learn how to access the fonts from the Adobe Font Library. If you want to resize the text after picking a font, try shift-dragging a corner of the text like you did earlier. Then you can reposition it if needed. So those are all the different fonts. And you can see a preview of how it'll look over on the right. And if you hover over the text, it changes it in real time on your poster. Next, page 7 of 7, changing the text color. Finally, you can make one part of the heading pop by changing the color of the text. Select the Type tool, drag across the word Jazz to highlight it as shown. In the Appearance section of the Properties panel, click the black square next to Fill. In the Properties panel that opens, click any color swatch, the colored squares, to replace the color. Press the Escape key twice to close the panel and view the color change. And that's the end of tutorial number 5.